Hello and welcome back to the channel, and today I am showcasing Mario Kart 8 Deluxe's Booster Course Pass Wave 2. This is free on Nintendo Switch Online expansion pack, and if you want to know more about Nintendo Switch Online, click on that card in the top corner. But you can also buy this as a standalone DLC pack. You get all 48 additional courses, and they're dripping out in waves. So I'm going to show you the Turnip Cup, which features 4 new tracks. They're returning tracks, I should say. And we're going to start off with New York Minute from Mario Kart Tour. Now, this track on Mario Kart Tour feels quite short, but while playing Mario Kart 8 Deluxe, it is actually much longer. And like some of the other, or like all the other Mario Kart Tour tracks, this actually goes in, all 3 laps go in a different location. So they use other parts of the track just to have a different circuit. So as you'll see here on lap 1, we've taken that right turn and we've kind of gone around here. And at the other starts of the lap, you'll see that you'll actually end up taking a left turn. But for now, you can see that we're going through New York, what would most likely be Central Park. And we're cutting through the streets, and there's a lot to do here, but as you may have noticed, there is no anti-grav in this track, and there actually aren't in any of the tracks apart from, well, one of them, which I'll get to at the very end of the video. But as you can see now, as I mentioned earlier, we're now turning left instead of right, so just like with the other tracks in Wave 1, that were things like Ninja Hideaway and the Paris level, I can't remember, as well as the Tokyo level, they all had multiple ways that you can go, but unlike Ninja Hideaway, these are actually forcing you to go these directions, whereas Ninja Hideaway actually allows you to pick which route you want to go. So I actually really like this track. I think the Mario Kart Tour tracks that are coming to Mario Kart 8 Deluxe makes sense to me. I know some people aren't necessarily happy about them, but I actually think because most people haven't really played them, and they haven't played them on a proper system. You know, they've had to play mobile, and the controls can be a bit finicky. And I'm a big advocate of Mario Kart Tour. I actually really like the way that they've remixed the tracks. I'm a little bit annoyed, obviously, about the sort of microtransaction-esque way of making sure that you have a better car. But overall, I do think it is a good game. And these tracks are now really flourishing on Mario Kart 8 Deluxe. So I am, you know, this is probably one of my more favourite tracks of these, and it's mainly just because I've seen a lot of these other tracks before. And as I go into that, this next track, which is Mario Circuit 3 from the Super Nintendo, this is now its fifth time it's showed up in a Mario Kart game. So we saw it in the original Super Nintendo game, and then we also saw it in the Game Boy Advance, Mario Kart Super Circuit as a retro cup. And we've also seen it in Mario Kart Wii, as well as Mario Kart Tour as well, which a lot of these tracks are in Mario Kart Tour. So as you'll see, I've got a little bit of a split screen going on just so you can see how the tracks fared in the other iterations. And it's relatively quite close. There isn't really anything overly special about this track in Mario Kart 8 Deluxe. It is a very bog standard track. Still very enjoyable, really driftable, and I think with the added controls in Mario Kart 8, and they're very tight, you can get around these corners really nicely, and really speedily as well. I am going to show you a whole lap now with full screen, just so you can get it in full perspective of what this is really like, rather than comparing it against the old tracks. But it's not like I have a problem with this track. I think it's perfectly serviceable. I think it looks great. I love the colours, obviously. I think this really harkens back to that time of the Super Nintendo games. But there's nothing really particularly special about it. And like I said, we've seen it so many times before. And I totally understand, look, they're bringing 48 new tracks, but there's going to be quite a few of these where they're going to be doubled up. So look, I get it, I enjoy it, but it's nothing overly special. So the third race in the Turnip Cup is Kalimari Desert, and just like Mario Kart Super Circuit, Mario Circuit 3, Kalimari Desert has appeared twice before, and if you count Mario Kart Tour as well, that's the 4th time it's now appearing. This one's a little bit different though, compared to the other retro tracks where they haven't really messed with it so much, in the sense of Mario Circuit 3 is pretty much exactly the same. Kalimari Desert is slightly different, and I do think the original track on the original Mario Kart 64 was a little bit bland. I think the train obviously makes the difference there, but there's not much to do. It's just 2 big circles that you kind of go in. A Mario Kart 3DS and Mario Kart 7 rather, there were a couple of other options that you could do to sort of cut across the track, but in Mario Kart 8 Deluxe, and as you'll see now as I sort of enter the second lap, there were a couple of things I could do, and initially I thought, well, everyone does it, you have to go down the tunnel. So I thought I'd try go down the tunnel, but I saw this arrow there and I was like, oh, got stuck, and then I thought, well, actually, hang on, it's not pulled me back, and then it pulled me back. So I was going down here and I thought, oh, it's just going to be the same old, but actually, here we go. There's a ramp that verts off in to the actual train, and I was like, oh, well, brilliant, this is great, it's something different. It does make the track obviously slightly shorter, but this time they've actually forced me to go down this path, and you know, I actually quite like the fact that there is an alternate route. I say alternate route, but it's not really, it's a fixed set path. And lap 3 starts from within the tunnel, and it cuts out that first chunk, so realistically lap 2 is going to be a lot quicker. And lap 3 is also going to be a lot quicker as well, but then it kind of just goes back to how it was. So I am a little bit happier with this track, but it's not something that's probably ultimately groundbreaking. Again, I understand, look, they've added 48 new tracks. There's going to be a lot of the ones that are perhaps, you know, not going to be anything too spectacularly special. And I think from a nostalgia point of view, people who do really love Mario Kart 64 will enjoy Kalimari Desert. It looks brilliant, it looks great. I just think it's just a bit of a boring track. But I do like the aesthetic to it. So rounding out the Turnip Cup is a very popular returning track, Waluigi Pinball. This is from the Nintendo DS, Mario Kart DS version, but it has also appeared in a couple other games as well, and that is including Mario Kart 7 on 3DS. So I've got both versions up here, and I do apologise that there's not, I don't have a capture card that allows me to capture on the DS and 3DS, so I've had to just sort of film it by hand, and I apologise for the sort of fact that it's very small screens as well. But you do get the idea that Waluigi Pinball, very, very popular returning track. Mario Kart 8 Deluxe's version, it doesn't do anything really that different. So unlike Kalimari Desert, where you had an alternate track, you know, this just stays very traditional. I do think that the one thing that this track could have really have done, considering it feels, you know, quite like it belongs in Mario Kart 8 Deluxe, but this is where the anti-grav would have really mixed up this track, having a couple of those things that you can bump off against in the middle of the track, for example, that speeds you up. This would have been a brilliant track for that. I think the aesthetic fits in really well. It kind of owes into that pinball table, because those things are kind of like bumpers that you see in the middle of the track on other Mario Kart 8 Deluxe tracks. But yeah, this track, it's really fun. It's great to drift around. You can get some real good drifts on this, but I was hoping that they would do something a little bit different with it, and they haven't. And without the anti-grav, it just feels like such a missed opportunity. But I loved this track when I was younger. I used to play it all the time, so I'm pretty happy that it's been included. I'm just a little bit upset that they didn't put a little bit more into it in terms of maybe just making a different alternate track. I mean, you're on a pinball table, there's plenty of opportunities to go, well, to a different part of the table and just sort of mix it up a little bit. But I totally understand that purists out there would then be quite upset that they've changed elements of the track. So I do understand that they have the fact of having to try and recreate it versus trying to remake it. But no, I think a lot of people will be happy with Waluigi Pinball. I know it's a very popular track. So I'm now going to move into another Mario Kart Tour track, and this is from the Propeller Cup, so Course 1 on the Propeller Cup, and that is Sydney Sprint. So all the Mario Kart Tour tracks, just in case you haven't realised, the original tracks of Mario Kart Tour are all based on worldwide locations, so like New York Minute and Tokyo, whatever Tokyo one's called. Ninja Hideaway is obviously not on a real world location, but you get the point. So Sydney Sprint, I think this, along with New York Minute, are two of my favourite tracks in this game, for the DLC anyway, for the Booster Course Pass. This is different, it's new, and this perhaps is, you know, maybe I'm feeling a bit, not jaded, but I've played a lot of those older retro tracks a lot, and whereas Mario Kart Tour still feels a bit fresh to me, I've played it a little bit, but I've kind of gone off the boil of Mario Kart Tour. And so these tracks do feel new, they feel more original, even though obviously I know they're not. Just because it's the first time I've been able to play it on console, they do feel fresh, and I do like the way that they mix up the track elements by going different ways on different laps. So I think with Sydney Sprint, you know, again, the track takes you to different places, and I used to live in Sydney, and this is actually, I don't want to say an accurate portrayal of what Sydney's harbour looks like, but it actually kind of does feel like Sydney's sort of down by the Opera House, for example. And you'll see that we go through a little theme park, and there is a theme park right next to the Opera House called Luna Park. So you do see that as well, and you've got the Sydney Harbour Bridge, which we're going through right now. So obviously it's not an accurate portrayal of Sydney, but it is kind of similar. You know, here's the theme park that I was talking about, that you do get to go through. I think that's actually on the final lap. Put you through there. So I do like this track. I don't know really what else there is more to say about it, and there's a whole other lap to go, but I do think that if in a future Mario Kart that we had more alternating tracks like this, I think it would be great. It just mixes it up a little bit, but actually also having the option to perhaps go different multiple routes at different times. I understand that some of them will be much shorter, but things like Yoshi Valley, for example, does it quite well. So I think if you had the option to perhaps tailor the routes as well, so for example, if you just wanted to have a 3-lap race with only one of the routes available, that you should be able to toggle it on and off, or for example, you know, you only want to do lap 2, so you just do lap 2 3 times, or lap 3 3 times, for example. So I do think having those kind of options in there would be great, and we don't really have a lot of those in Mario Kart 8. For example, Rainbow Road N64, it's only one long lap, and I think the fact that that one loops, you know, it would have been amazing to be able to have that as an option, to be able to just increase the number of laps. Anyway, Sydney Sprint is now over. It's a very enjoyable track. I do really like this track, along with New York Minute. I think it's different and it's more original. So this gets a big thumbs up from me. So we now go into the second track from the Propeller Cup, and that is the Game Boy Advance's Mario Kart Super Circuits Snowland. Now, unlike all the other tracks, at least without the tour ones, this hasn't been seen since the Game Boy Advance. It's not even made Mario Kart Tour. So this is the second time that we've seen this cup and the track, and it's the first time it's, you know, ever sort of been remade. And oh boy, does it feel different. This feels like a completely new track here. You'll see, obviously, from the Game Boy Advance's sort of Mode 7 style, that it's very different. This track you can sort of blaze around quite quickly in Mario Kart Super Circuit, whereas here on Mario Kart 8, it does take a little bit longer. They've added some verticality to it as well with this ramp. But again, no anti-grav. I know I've banged on about that already in this video, but no anti-grav. I do feel a little bit disappointed that there isn't any anti-grav. But as you can see, we've already finished lap 1 of the Mario Kart Super Circuit version. But as we go into this, you'll see now, the one thing that I thought that they could have added to this track was actually an underwater section. There's a great opportunity here to fall into this lake, which I thought I might as well go and try and do, just to see if it would give me something different to do, but no, it doesn't. I was hoping that there could have been an underwater section that could have then taken you out to a different part of the track. It just would have made it a little bit more complete, if you ask me. However, remaking Game Boy Advance tracks, I think we saw this with Sky Garden, it's very mixed results. I do think this is great. I think it could have been a little bit better, but I am happy with it. There's nothing to say I'm unhappy with it. I just felt like there could have been one or two little things that they could have done just to make this track even better. But overall, it's great to see it back. I'm a massive fan of Mario Kart Super Circuit, so it is great to see those kind of returning tracks. Now, another incredibly popular track is Mushroom Gorge from the Wii. And you'll see that I've also brought up the other incarnations of Mushroom Gorge from the Wii and also Mario Kart 7 on 3DS. There are subtle differences, but not really that many. Again, kind of similar to other tracks in this Booster Course Pass, they haven't done a lot to sort of differentiate it from the original incarnation. Now, obviously, purists will probably prefer that. I do like things to be mixed up a little bit. I mean, if we're going to bring them back and stuff like that, let's make them a little bit different. Otherwise, I could just play Mario Kart Wii or even Mario Kart 7. Like in Mario Kart 7, there was a glider section that's added to the middle, and you can, as you can see on my 3DS screen here, you can actually cut that corner if you have a mushroom in hand. So I'll do one more lap of this just so you can get it in the big screen. A real fan favorite, I think, on the Wii. This was great. I'm not quite sure how amazingly it's aged. I do think that they could again have done perhaps a little bit more by adding more things to this track. But the things that people love, which are these mushrooms at the end of the track, are there. There is a third now sort of course option available by going all the way down to the left. So you've essentially got 3 options there by going right down the middle, where you can sort of start your glider or go down the right hand side or left hand side. So that's Mushroom Gorge. There wasn't really a lot to say about it, but this one, High Sundae, this is a brand new track to Mario Kart 8. It's the first time this track has ever appeared in any Mario Kart game, so it's not a returning track, brand new track, but it will be added to Mario Kart Tour shortly. So Nintendo have been open about this. This is a Mario Kart Tour track essentially that they've probably held back from being on Mario Kart Tour just so they could, you know, sort of showcase it in this Booster Course Pass. But nonetheless, I think it's a great course. There's a lot to do, different courseways, and despite me moaning about it the entirety of this video, there is anti-grav in this track, and as you can see, it's currently operated right now. So I don't understand why it would have been so difficult to add the anti-grav to the other tracks. Felt like it just would have mixed it up a little bit and it would have added to those tracks. But nonetheless, anti-grav is here in High Sundae. I think it's a great course, and I can't really complain. I'm going to do all 3 laps of that this course here, because you're going to see how bad I end up becoming on this. So I need a little bit of practice. You can tell the other tracks I kind of aced pretty easily, pretty quickly, but this track I did have a little trouble on. Not because it's a hard race or hard course to race, I just got really unlucky. But yeah, I do think overall, in terms of the package for Mario Kart 8 Deluxe and the Booster Course Pass, you know, so far Wave 1 and Wave 2 have been pretty satisfactory to me. I've been pretty happy with the Mario Kart Tour tracks. I'm pleasantly surprised with the Mario Kart Tour tracks, and I know some people are up in arms about them, or even some of the sort of graphical simplicity, let's say, compared to the base tracks in Mario Kart 8. But I think this looks great. I think the colors are there, they're popping. I get it that textures and stuff are perhaps a little bit more detailed in other courses of Mario Kart 8, but overall, I think, you know, I'm not going to go past a tree and think, oh god, why is this not fully textured, or a grassy patch. I think mostly this game really does lay with the gameplay, and that's what makes this so popular. So I have no qualms with it. I think anyone who has Mario Kart 8 Deluxe and has Nintendo Switch Online expansion pack has zero excuse, because it's free with the expansion pack, to play this game. And if you haven't got the expansion pack already, I suggest to go out there and get it if you've already got Nintendo Switch Online. But you can buy this package standalone, so, you know, go out there and do it. And just to let you know, this is the beginning of the end for me. I was cruising right in first, and all of a sudden everything just starts to go wrong here, and I end up really falling down the pecking order. So should you go out there and play this? Well, absolutely. And remember, there are 8 other courses. If you haven't picked up the Booster Course Pass yet, for whatever reason, there are 8 other courses from Wave 1 as well. So definitely go out there and play it. But for now, guys, I just thought I'd show you all of this. But for now, honestly, I'm gonna go and carry on playing Mario Kart. So that's everything. I'll see you on the next video. Take care.